What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Nick. I've worked in the sneaker industry for almost 20 years now, and I've been obsessed with this stuff for twice that at least. As you can see from this giant ass storage unit behind me full of sneakers. So today I'm gonna go through one of the boxes that I am gonna take home. I'm selling a majority of my shoes on eBay right now. But if you're in the Sneaker History Discord, just DM me over there. It's probably easier, or get in touch however you want if there's pairs that you see that you're interested in. That way we don't have to go through the whole process of eBay. But I figured that I would dig out some shoes to show you another section of the collection. And I figured I would start with this shoe, which is the Nike Air Trainer 1, or the Nike Trainer 1. Actually, Air was not on the box, I don't think, on this one. This was a shoe that was based off of the original Trainer 1 that John McEnroe and Bo Jackson and all those people made famous. Tinker Hatfield designed the original. This shoe, I think, was a 2009 or 2010 release. And for me, this literal pair right here is one of my favorites because it was a pair that I was gifted by Nike. It was the very first pair of Nikes that I was ever gifted in my career. And I got to go with Matt Halfhill, the founder of Nice Kicks, back when I worked there, to an event in Newport Beach, California, that basically showcased this new Trainer 1 design and the following years of this Trainer 1 that evolved into the 1.2, the 1.3, the Max, all of those. I have a ton of those shoes because it was a great era for me, seeing it firsthand and getting to play in this. I skateboarded in this shoe, like I played basketball in this shoe. I really used this shoe as a all-purpose, multi-training, whatever you would want to call it, but it was definitely one of the shoes that's probably most near and dear to my heart in my own personal journey with sneakers, which is why I'm sharing a lot of this stuff, because I want to hear from you and I want to hear the stories that matter to you, because that's what really is important to me. The memories that I have wearing this shoe, going out to eat with friends, traveling, doing all those things, you can't beat that. That's why I love these sneakers, and all these sneakers really, as I have some sort of personal story or connection behind most of them. Of course, we all get caught up in the hype and just buy shoes because we think they look cool as hell, but this one, very, very important to me. Let's see what else we got. Another Nike. This is the Zoom Pegasus 30, 35. Oh yeah, this is the Pegasus 35 Turbo, which is the one that had the stripe on it. Wore these quite a bit to run in when we were living in LA before the pandemic hit. I've got a few of this particular model. This is another great shoe. Super, super lightweight, and Zoom X. If you know, Zoom X was introduced around this era. I think the Turbo was the first running shoe that had the Zoom X technology, if I remember right, but this is a good one. Adidas 3D printed, the 4D. This is the Alpha 4D, I believe. Don't remember if it says it on here though, but yeah. Anyway, I absolutely love Boost, but I absolutely love the 3D cushioning, the 4D cushioning, if you will, but the 3D printed cushioning technology from Adidas. It's one of my favorites. This was actually given to me by Chris Elliott, who is a content creator, all-around marketing genius, who actually works for the Indiana Pacers. You should give him a follow. His name is Just Elliott on Instagram. But he was working at Finish Line at the time, and I can't remember if he helped me get these or sent me these or whatever, but great shoe. Thanks, Chris, for making it. This is the first 3D printed shoe that I got, the first 4D Adidas shoe that I got. So I've since picked up a handful of these because once I put these on, it was like, damn, this is like Boost, but better. I don't know. Maybe you feel the same way, maybe you don't. All-time classic, probably my favorite Air Max running shoe of all time just because the color is perfect. Infrared 90s. This is, what size is it? What year is this one? This is probably the one that came out. This is the 2020 release. So this was kind of like the remastered, I think, version of it. Not quite the big bubble, but really like the true colorway, true materials, all that stuff. As you can see, very well worn, very well loved. Now, in a previous video, I talked about the perfect shoes, the Adidas ZX8000. I consider the Air Max 90 infrared specifically that. And this is a shoe that is absolutely perfect to me. Puma R698, the Trinomic cushioning. This colorway, this like hot lava colorway, very similar to other running styles at the time. You can tell these are super beat. Bought probably like 6 or 7 pairs of these for $30 a piece when they last came out. If I remember right, it's probably like 2012, 2013, something like that, but doesn't have a date on there. Beat to hell. Just shows how much I love them. You know, I'm a crazy Reebok question collector. This is just your standard black kind of leather toe, canvas upper. I can't remember what this one was actually called, but this is just an easy wearable shoe for me. I would wear the question most days if they weren't so difficult to put on because they're high tops and I can't just slip them on the way I can like a pair of R698s or 90s. Another question, just the black and white pair, no frills. This is probably a retro from around 2014, 15. All right, this is probably gonna be the last pair for today, but Pump and Boost, if you remember, Adidas owned Reebok for a number of years, and they took one of my favorite silhouettes, the Insta Pump Fury, now known as the Pump Fury, and they added boost cushioning to where the EVA or whatever that midsole was that they used traditionally on the Pump Fury. And they used the Ultra Boost color and a little bit of interesting mesh on the toe. One of my favorite shoes. Also one of my favorite shoes because carbon fiber. Okay, actual last pair. One of the best shoes of the last, let's say 10, 15 years, because I think it came out about 10 or 11 years ago. But I probably have or had 10, 15, maybe even 20 pairs of these, and probably you did too. Arguably the most comfortable shoe of all time. The Adidas Ultra Boost. This was a multi colorway. Remember when this came out in like 2016 or 17 or something and all the boosts were reselling? Anything with boost was reselling. So definitely a cool material, Continental tire, rubber on the outside. Just a great shoe. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for today. Make sure you hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you want to see more of. I would definitely appreciate it. If you're looking for any particular pairs from my collection, there's a link in the description to the listings on eBay, or hit me up in the comments, hit me up on the Sneaker History Discord, and make sure you listen to the podcast. We drop new episodes every Monday, and we also got Cars and Kicks that drops every Monday. So, I don't know. I appreciate y'all. I'll catch you in the next one.